I want you to do something for me. Pull up your car wash's website. Now pull up your competitor's website. Put them side by side. I bet they look almost identical. Same drone shot of the tunnel, same stock photo of a shiny car, same logo in the corner, same list of wash packages, same About Us page that talks about how much you care about your community. Now here's my question. If a customer is looking at both websites, why would they choose you? If you can't answer that in 5 seconds, you have a marketing problem. And it's not that you need more marketing, it's that the marketing you're doing is the wrong kind. Today, I'm going to show you why most car wash marketing doesn't work, and I'm going to give you 3 rules that will change how you spend every marketing dollar from this point forward. Welcome to the Car Wash Growth Playbook. I'm Josh, CMO at OpSpot. There's a concept in marketing that changed how I think about everything. It comes from a guy named Dan Kennedy, one of the most influential direct response marketers who ever lived. And the concept is this. There are 2 kinds of marketing in the world. There's institutional advertising and direct response marketing. Institutional advertising is what big companies do. Coca-Cola puts a billboard with a picture of a Coke bottle and the word enjoy. That's it. No offer, no deadline, no way to measure if it worked. But they can do that because they have a $100 billion brand and an unlimited budget. They're playing a long game of awareness and they can afford to do that. You can't. But here's the problem. Almost every car wash in America is doing institutional advertising without realizing it. Your road sign that says Express Car Wash with your logo and your hours, that's institutional advertising. It tells people you exist, it doesn't give them a reason to stop. Your Facebook post with a photo of your tunnel and a caption that says, "Come see us today," that's institutional advertising. No offer, no urgency, no way to track it. Your mailer that lists your wash packages with your address and your phone number, institutional advertising. It's a brochure, not a marketing piece. Your website with the drone shot, the package list, and a contact us button, institutional advertising dressed up as a digital presence. None of these are bad, they just aren't doing what you think they're doing. You think you're marketing. What you're actually doing is decorating. You're making things look nice and hoping that someone responds. And hope, as we've talked about before on the show, is not a strategy. Dan Kennedy has a line I'll never forget. He says, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And if you can't manage it, it's not marketing, it's a donation. So think about that. Every dollar you've ever spent on marketing that you couldn't trace back to specific results, that was a donation, a very generous donation to the advertising industry. And look, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. This isn't your fault. You were taught to market this way. Every car wash conference, every vendor, every sign company, every web designer has shown you examples of institutional advertising, and they called it marketing. You need a new website. You need to be on social media. You need a better logo. You need more brand awareness. None of that is wrong, but none of it is direct response. None of it has a clear offer, a specific deadline, and a measurable result. So you spend money, you get something that looks nice, and then you cross your fingers and hope it works. There's a better way, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Direct response marketing is built on a simple premise. Every piece of marketing you create should produce a measurable response. Not awareness, not impressions, not brand recognition, a response. Something a human being does that you can count. So here are 3 rules. Rule number 1, every message must have an offer. This is the most violated rule in car wash marketing. Most car wash advertising has no offer at all. It's just information. Here's who we are. Here's where we are. Here's what we do. Come visit. That's not an offer. That's an announcement. And announcements don't produce action. An offer is specific. It has value. And it requires the customer to do something to get it. Here's the difference. Institutional messages look like this. ABC Car Wash, the best in town. Visit us today. Here's a direct response message. Text clean to 55555 and get your next wash free. No strings, just a free wash. The first one is a billboard. The second one is a magnet. The first one hopes they remember you next time they need a wash. The second one gives you a reason to act right now and captures the phone number in the process. Every sign at your wash, every social media post, every ad, every mailer, every line on your website should be anchored to a clear offer. If there's no offer, there's no reason to respond. And if there's no reason to respond, why are you spending the money? Here's a practical test. Look at the last 10 marketing pieces that you created. How many of them have a specific offer that requires a specific action? If the answer is less than 8, you're donating most of your marketing budget. Here's rule number 2. Every message must have a deadline. An offer without a deadline is a suggestion, and people don't act on suggestions, they act on urgency. This isn't about being manipulative, this is about understanding how human beings make decisions. We procrastinate, all of us. If there's no consequence to waiting, we wait. That's not laziness, that's just how the human brain works. It prioritizes things that have time pressure. So when you send a text to your club that says, get 50% off your next wash, what happens? Nothing, because they'll do it later, and later never comes. But when you send a text that says, get 50% off your next wash, this code expires Friday at midnight. Now there's a decision to make. Now the brain has to weigh the cost of inaction. Now later has a consequence. Every promotion you run needs a deadline. Every offer you make needs an expiration. Not because you're trying to pressure people, but because you're giving them a reason to make a decision today instead of someday. And here's the thing about deadlines. They don't just increase response rates, they make your marketing measurable. When an offer expires on Friday, you know exactly how many people responded by Friday. You have a number. You can compare it to the last offer. You can compare it to the same promotion the last month. You can see what's working and what's not. Without a deadline, you're just broadcasting into the void and hoping that something happens. With a deadline, you're creating an event, and events produce data. And here's rule number 3. Every message must be trackable. This is where text marketing changes everything, and this is why I'm so passionate about building your text club. When you put up a road sign, how many people does it bring in? You don't know. Facebook, how many washes does it produce? You don't know. When you send a mailer to 5,000 homes, how many of those people actually came to your wash? You have no idea. That's not marketing, that's guessing with money. Direct response marketing demands tracking. Every message should have a mechanism that tells you exactly how many people responded. And in the car wash business, that mechanism is a unique keyword, a unique code, or a unique link tied to a specific campaign. Let me give you a real example. Let's say you partner with a local Chick-fil-A and you put up a sign in their store. Instead of just saying visit ABC Car Wash, your sign says text CFA to 55555 for a free wash. Now you know exactly how many customers came from that Chick-fil-A partnership because the keyword CFA is only used on that sign. You run a different Facebook ad, different keyword. You put a sign up in your vacuum bay, different keyword. You do a fundraiser with the local school, different keyword. Now your marketing has a scoreboard. You're not guessing which channels are working, you're looking at data. You know that the Chick-fil-A partnership brought in 47 people this month, and the vacuum bay sign brought in 112, and the Facebook ad brought in 23. When you have that information, you can make smart decisions. Maybe you double down on the vacuum bay signage and you cut the Facebook spend. Maybe you expand the Chick-fil-A partnership to a second location. You can see what's working because you built tracking into every message. And this is the power of direct response. It turns marketing from a mystery into a math problem. And math problems have answers. Now, you might be listening to this and thinking, okay, offer, deadline, tracking, got it. But how do I actually do this every day without it becoming a full-time job? The answer is your text club. And this is why we talk about it every single episode. Your text club is the only marketing channel that naturally satisfies all 3 rules at once. Every text you send can include a specific offer. Every offer can include a deadline, and every response is automatically tracked because the customer has to redeem a code that ties back to that exact campaign. You can't do that with a billboard. You can't do that with a road sign. You can't do that with a Facebook post. You can do it with a text message, and every single time to a list of people who already raised their hand and said, I want to hear from you. That's what Dan Kennedy calls a captive audience. People who have given you permission to send them offers. People who have already expressed interest. People who are already in a relationship with your business. That's the most valuable marketing asset you will ever own. More valuable than your equipment. More valuable than your real estate. Because equipment depreciates and real estate is fixed. Your list compounds. So here's your challenge. Starting this week, I want you to audit every piece of marketing you have. Every sign, every post, every ad, every page on your website, and ask 3 questions. 1, does it have a specific offer? 2, does the offer have a deadline? And 3, can I track the response? If the answer to any of those is no, you're doing institutional advertising and you're paying full price for half the result. Stop marketing like a car wash. Start marketing like a business that expects every dollar to come back with friends. Now, if you want to learn the full system of how all of this connects, go take our free car wash marketing crash course at 5funnelstofreedom.com. It walks you through the 5 funnels that create predictable revenue and shows you how to build a marketing system, not just a list of tactics. I'll drop the link in the show notes. And if you want our help actually executing this for your wash, building your text club, setting up your campaigns, making every dollar trackable, schedule a call with us.